What is up, everybody? It is time to get into part 13 of A Beggar's Journey. We have quite the episode for today, so before beginning, I would like to bring attention to the fact that we have achieved 16k subscribers. So let me just take a quick moment to thank each and every single one of you who hopped along this journey with me. Also, for my channel members, I have recently updated the badges and emotes and will continue to make improvements to them over time. So I want to thank all of you for the encouraging words you've given to me and my channel. So without wasting any more of your time, let's dive back into the lore of DarkSydePhil.
Now to major developments late today in the Kobe Bryant helicopter crash investigation. The preliminary report from the NTSB just in tonight and what we've now learned. Here's Adrian Bankert.
Tonight, the new report on the crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others, including their pilot, who in their final moments told air traffic control they were climbing to 4,000 feet. But in reality, they were falling, according to the NTSB, evidence that the veteran pilot may have been disoriented in the fog.
Tonight, the world reeling over the loss of Kobe Bryant, widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
Kobe was more than a basketball player. He was a beloved husband, an author, philanthropist, an Oscar, Emmy, and Annie Award winner, and most importantly, a father of 4 beautiful daughters.
On January 26, 2020, Kobe Bryant and his young daughter were killed by the cause of an accidental helicopter crash that also claimed the life of the pilot. The world mourned the tragic loss of the beloved basketball player and his daughter, and it was also a clear indicator that 2020 wasn't going to be the year we would all hope for. DarkSydePhil was informed about Kobe's death during his pre-stream.
What? Are you guys serious? Kobe Bryant was in a helicopter crash? Is this true? If so, that's awful. Kobe legitimately passed away? Holy shit. Oh my god. Yeah, look, it's trending. Did Kobe? Not Kobe? Bro Kobe? What the fuck? Kobe Bryant dies in helicopter crash, age 41, says report. Holy shit, that's awful. Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash, age 41. The NBA legend was traveling with at least 3 other people in his private helicopter when it crashed in Calabasas on Sunday morning. Wow.
And of course, your favorite diaper furry fanatic fucking a 90 mouse just had to come in and drop one of the funniest jokes I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Boogie was flying the helicopter. Man, how tasteless do you have to be to make a joke like that on the same day you hear about someone dying a pretty violent death along with his daughter? But I guess that would be me expecting too much out of a diaper furry. Anyway, DSP was doing his best to pay respect to Kobe's death, but it didn't take long for him to do something stupid. While playing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, DSP made the very insensitive statement of comparing Kobe's death to losing the game save, calling it a double whammy. And after finding out that his death was due to a helicopter crash, he of course had to start talking about his past working for that helicopter company.
And you know, it's a helicopter crash, which is terrible. Like, I know for a fact from when I worked with a helicopter company, helicopters are amazing, but very risky. Like, there were a few times when I worked for the company that I worked for customer service for this helicopter company. And I dealt with a lot of companies that were basically like oil riggers. So they would fly people to and from their oil rigs out in the ocean on helicopters. And there was once or twice when the helicopter would go down, and there was almost always deaths. Almost all. It was a rare occurrence if a helicopter would go down and someone wouldn't pass away. They are very dangerous, you know. And actually, I had opportunity once. I was offered to fly in a helicopter, and I said no. I actually said no. You know, I don't know. Like, whew, that sucks. That's just really awful news, man. This really, really, really sucks. I hope this doesn't continue to happen, dude. This blows. Today's just a bad day. Kobe Bryant passes away in a tragic helicopter crash. My slaves get corrupted and deleted from friggin' Knights. What else could happen? I hope nothing else. I hope that's it. Seriously. That's gotta be it, man. We gotta cheer up. We gotta have a good day. This is not good. We gotta have better than this, dude.
In the chorus, he received some backlash for this dumb comparison on Twitter. It was just another example of DSP lacking any form of self-awareness. If he were smart, then he just would have paid his respects and let that be the end of it. But instead he had to make the situation about himself, as he usually tends to do.
I'm insensitive? How am I insensitive? What? I'm upset because horrible things are happening today. Obviously, Kobe Bryant passing away is way more horrible than me losing my game save. This is people being stupid. Let's equate someone's death to Phil losing his game save. I never said that, you fucking idiot, but you know, that's what morons will do. Make shit up, put shit into my mouth. That'll be the headline on the video on YouTube today. Phil equates Kobe's passing with his game save corrupting. Fuck off, piece of shit. Suck my ass. Suck a turd right out of my butt. How about that? Suck it. Suck the turds. Fuck you. It's just like piling shit on shit. You know? You hear something awful. Okay, let's play a game to forget about it. Oh, look, the game's fucked up too. It's like, what's next? You know? Who knows? You know, this whole wild thing with trolls harassing the fuck out of me started with a viral movement called This Is How You Don't Play. If you really look at the situation, right? Other people who have trolls on their ass all the time, usually the reason this happened is because of, like, repeated, rampant, bad behavior. Like, you can look at other people, I'm not going to name names, you know who we're talking about, okay? But they've done ridiculous things. Blatantly lied to and cheated their audiences with documented evidence, sometimes even admitting it. And now we got someone who keeps spamming cheers saying that I've adopted a cat, which people basically are trying to act like things are fact when no one has any idea what the positive surprise today is going to be. All I can tell you is that you guys have, no one's been dead on at all. No one has been dead on, so. Ladies and gentlemen, I got someone I'd like you to meet. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. This is Jasper, ladies and gentlemen. Jasper the cat. I had to lie about things because I had to protect my family. Doing ridiculous, over-the-top, racist things. This is what happens when you let the Jews do whatever they want. You've let the Jews overrun space, and now look at this. Their greed has had the artifact turn everyone into necromorphs. So now I, the last remaining Nazi, must exterminate them. The Holocaust never happened. Raging and insulting against viewers regularly, or players on the internet regularly. I'm here trying to play a fucking game. It's hard to concentrate when a bunch of little immature shits get into a fucking argument with my girlfriend. Fuck you. There you go. Subscriber only mode. No fucking chat. That's what you fucking get. Piss me the fuck off. There. Guess what? Now there's no more arguments. You know what I mean? Like, you see, here's a montage of insanely bad behavior by these guys. Me, the reason that people hate me, or started hating me, is because my gameplay was unedited and I would not take it seriously, and instead I would just make stupid, over-the-top, dumb jokes. And I pissed off the wrong people when it came to certain game devs, like Kojima, that I was insulting in my commentary. And it seemed like that became the reason. Let's make Phil the target of all of our ire by making these crazy This Is How You Don't Play videos that would go viral. And the videos went viral. These people got insane views and insane popularity after making these stupid montages. You know? It's like my situation is completely different.
So during his usual Minecraft session, DSP went on another rant about the trolls. Basically repeating how they ruined his life, how they ruined his career. You know, you get the picture. You heard it all before. But during this cope session, DSP brought up something interesting. He told the story of how he met a former mod at a live event, and they were all cool and shit like that. But for some strange reason, that same mod turned out to be like everyone else.
There is a kid, and by the way, I'm not going to give you any names or anything specific or anything here, okay? I'm not going to do that. But there was a kid who was a fan of mine back in the day, and he actually met me in real life. We spent some time together. We hung out at one of the conventions that I had attended, and You know, I signed some of his stuff. He was a really nice kid. Now, he was younger. I would say probably he was in his teens, maybe early 20s, but I think he was in his teens when I met him. Okay? And really nice kid. He said, I love your content. You know, I love everything you do on YouTube or whatever. Genuinely a fan and everything. Okay? Now, after that convention, that kid went home and said, you know, I'd like, you know, could I maybe moderate for you? And he actually moderated for me for a while and did some stuff, you know, as a volunteer for a little bit, which was very nice of him. Okay, out of his the kindness of his own heart or whatever. Okay, years later, now let me give a premise here. I haven't heard from this kid in years. Basically, he was a mod of mine. He kind of vanished, disappeared for like over 2 years. I never heard a peep out of this kid. So I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he's, you know, how he's doing or whatever. No clue, right? I don't know. All I know is that, you know, the only interaction I ever had with this guy was a very positive one at a convention years and years ago. Probably, I would say at this point, thinking back, probably about 7-8 years ago. All right. So years later, all right, all of a sudden, I find out this kid hates my guts. Now, keep in mind, I haven't had any interaction with this kid since I met him in person, and he offered later on to be a moderator for me, and he had been an on or off moderator for me, and then he disappeared. So we're talking 2-3 years later since I never heard from this kid. He apparently hates my guts. He talks about me on social media all the time, riffing on me, making fun of me, insulting me and my family, and he's regular in detractor circles and all that, and I'm like, so what happened? Because here's the thing. Did I have anything to do with it? No. I don't even know what happened. I had lost contact with the kid. The kid had stopped coming to my stream, stopped watching my content. To my understanding, what he told me was that he wasn't going to be able to actively watch my stuff or attend my streams anymore because his life was getting very busy. Like, he had personal stuff going on in his life. Something with his parents had a store, and he was getting older, so his parents were telling him that they had to help him run the store and stuff like that. So, okay, I understand that. Not a big deal. I never asked that you be at every stream or or look at every comments of every video or whatever. I never asked that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're busy with life, you don't have to moderate for me anymore. That's fine. And then, you know, not having contact with him for years and years, and then all of a sudden finding out now this guy hates my guts. Now this guy literally, you know, thinks he calls me a scumbag and all this. I'm like, now wait a minute. I haven't talked with you. You have no reason to feel that way unless you just got caught up with so much crap and so much negativity about me on the internet. You used to actually genuinely watch my content and love it, right? And now, apparently you hate it.
Well, as it turned out, we weren't going to be left in the dark on who this mysterious guy was for too long. Cause shortly after this stream, another streamer that goes by the name of GamerJayLee made an entire stream to debunk some of Phil's claims, and also explain why he stopped liking Phil as a content creator.
Okay, that is the first thing that he is lying about. I never made the excuse that I needed to go work at my parents' store, my dad's store, to basically quit. I walked. Phil, I walked away. I didn't give you any notice. I just walked. You left me a mod until 2017, 2018 when you came back to Twitch. I was still a mod. I was fucking shocked when I walked in there and I was still a mod. You didn't give a shit. You didn't know. You're making up a bullshit narrative right now to try and say I made some excuse to leave. I walked, Phil. I didn't give you any notice. I didn't tell you jack dilly shit. But no. Basically, he decided, oh, he said something about his work. No, because back whenever I went to SGC and met you, motherfucker, I basically said, yeah, I work with my dad because my dad was with me. My dad and I came to Texas, hung out. And what's funny is about my dad knew he was going to be a piece of shit. He was like, dude, my dad was drinking that night, and I came back up to the hotel room after enjoying the con for the entire day. He says, you know, that Phil guy's a piece of shit. He's going to turn out to be nothing. I recommend you bounce. I'm like, nah, he's okay. He's not the best guy in the world, but he's okay. And I didn't realize how bad it was going to get. And then when the Amiibo video dropped, I knew how bad it was going to get. You threw away friendship for business. And that's why John Rambo turned against you. That's why Howard turned against you. That's why everyone's turned against you. That's why no one wants anything to do with you. That's why no one gives a shit about you. And that's why no one ever wants to talk to you. And you know what's funny is you're so skeptical about everyone's intentions about you that you're going to throw it all away. You throw away opportunities to go on the Peasants podcast, the Drunken Peasants podcast, because, oh, their people are toxic. I can't deal with You're toxic, you motherfucker. Don't even get me started.
Once the stream had finished, it didn't take long for DSP to get wind of this on his day off. And on his next Minecraft stream, he responded to GamerJayLee with the usual DSP semantics.
Alright, to adjourn this week's stream, alright, very briefly, I have something to say that I have kept to myself the entire week. I have laughed to myself the entire fucking week about this. I literally have not addressed it at all because I wanted to wait until this very moment to address it, because I wanted to close this week's Minecraft stream with it, because it was a big segment of last week's Minecraft stream. Okay, are you ready? So, ladies and gentlemen, last week, I had a case that I had addressed. We were talking about people who obsess and people who become obsessed detractors and stuff like that. It was one of the topics we talked about on Minecraft last week. And I had mentioned that in the past, there was a person who I had thought was a big fan of mine. I said they were a big fan of mine to the point where I'd met them at a convention. I eventually let them be a moderator of mine. And then eventually things had like turned somehow in this person's head, like their opinion against me had turned. Well, guess what? I take my day off last week, and apparently some person on the internet says, Phil was talking about me on the Minecraft stream, and I'm going to make this really nasty video about why I hate Phil, and this is how I came to not like Phil, and blah, blah, blah. So, of course, everyone on my day off tries to harass me about it online. I ignore. People have been spamming my stream chat, alright, about this guy who made this video about me, saying, oh, Phil talked shit about me on the Minecraft stream or whatever, and this is the truth, I hate him because of this and this and this or whatever, and, you know, and everyone's, oh, Phil got blasted by this former fan, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Here's how I'm going to end the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, that person who made that video is not who I was talking about last week at all. This is some other guy. Some other fucking guy who apparently has a bug up his ass about me. This is not who I was talking about. Like I said, I remember specifically who this person is. That was not the guy at all. So this is some other guy who's come out of the woodwork, who's like, oh, it's me he was talking about, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm watching the video, I'm like, I don't know who this is. I know this isn't who I was talking about. Like, look, I was like, are you kidding me? It was just hilarious. I'm watching, I'm like, what the fuck? So the whole week, I just said, I'm just going to keep it under wraps until we get a Minecraft stream again next week. And then I'm just going to be like, I'm going to be honest, I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know what's going on, who that is. But this is someone who took it upon themselves to make what I was talking about last week their own person. Like, they owned it, too. He's owning it. Like, this is his personal story and shit. And I'm like, that is totally not the guy who I'm thinking of and who I'm talking about. This is someone else who literally wants to claim this identity. I don't know if maybe it's a similar story, but this is not who I was addressing on last week's stream.
This is another case of DSP's lies blowing up in his face. He 100% knows who the hell GamerJayLee is.
Hello.
Hey, Phil.
Hey, what's going on, sir?
Not much. I'm actually at work right now, but I wanted to shoot you a couple of questions.
Cool. All right, hold on one second. Let me get your logo up here so everyone knows this is GamerJayLee, Jordan, who I met at.
I'll put up my logo instead of my camera since I'm at work.
Right. Yeah. No problem. Here we go. Yes, I actually met him at SGC 2013, and really cool guy. I've been talking with him, you know, basically kind of helping him along with certain things on YouTube and Twitch over the course of the past year. And just recently, last week, I did a short interview with him over on his YouTube channel. So what's going on, man?
The fact that he denies this shows how much DSP loves rewriting history in his favor. Then when evidence of the past comes back to bite him in the ass, he denies it as much as he possibly can.
It adds to the cool atmosphere of the game, and it's so awesome that they offer. Ninstar Rooters did 100 cheers. Do you think we'll ever go back to a clean shaven and shaven head Phil? I doubt it. Like I said, I like the way I look now. My wife likes the way I look now. Why would I go back to the old way that I looked over 10 years ago at this point? It doesn't really make much sense, right? Also, shout out to Delancius, who just resubbed for 13 months. Thank you, Delancius, for 13 months of support. I appreciate that. I'm getting questions about what happened to the vest. It's like I told you guys, I think I still have it. I'm not 100% on that, but I think I still have it. It might be downstairs in the closet, or I might have just gotten rid of it and donated it, you know, a long time ago to somewhere else. I don't know.
So now we finally move over to talking about the vest. I was really contemplating making a whole video dedicated to the vest streak as a whole, but I wouldn't know how to structure a video like that, so it'll be easier to put it here and let the story develop as we continue down this road. So on February 20th, 2020, DarkSydePhil did another retrospective stream. For those of you who don't know or haven't seen my iceberg, retrospective streams are something DSP does where he sits there and watches the old videos of his past. These streams typically turn out to be pretty boring, but this one in particular birthed an entire saga due to one video. It was his Halloween 2011 special, where he was sitting on the couch wearing a vest. His fans asked if he still had that same vest, and of course, since DSP doesn't really clean or throw things out, he still had that same vest sitting somewhere in his closet over a decade later.
People are saying, I should look for the vest? Oh my god. I'll go look very quickly. I know exactly where it would be. It would be in my front closet if I still have it. I don't think I have it, but I'll go check quickly. I'll be right back. I'll check, I swear. Alright. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I just couldn't find the vest. I couldn't find the vest. I don't know where it was. It was right there in the closet. It was sitting right there in the closet. I was like, oh my god, I seriously haven't looked at that thing since I moved here. I've never worn this. It's in the closet. Alright, now that's streamception right there. Me in the vest. Watching me in the vest. In fact, I would almost say, me in this video from October 2011 is probably the last time I wore this vest. And now here I am in modern times, 2020, 9 years later, wearing the vest. Yes, and it's, by the way, it's pretty lightweight, and it's pretty it's like new. It's seriously like new.
And for some reason, his fans were all about this vest. It became an instant hit after this stream. His fans were constantly asking for him to put the vest back on, and he actually did. During his Mass Effect 2 stream, Phil was wearing the vest without even hitting the tips goal.
For those wondering why I'm wearing a vest, yesterday we were doing a retrospective, and 9 years ago I was wearing this vest in a video, and people were like, whatever happened to that vest? You never wore it again. I looked in my closet downstairs and I still had it. I was like, holy shit. I seriously worn this vest like 2 times. So I pulled it out of the closet. I started wearing it yesterday. I was like, what the hell? I'll just wear it today as a joke. So there you go. That's why I'm wearing the vest today.
Then he started getting requests to start making this a regular thing for his streams. Some of his fans asked that each time he hit the tips goal, he should put on the vest. But of course DSP refused, cause when does he ever do anything his fans want him to?
Egg Gangster chewed 50 bits and says, well, you should incentivize the vest and hat again. You can make a menu of rewards for certain tips. Listen, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Me putting on the vest, or me putting on, you know, a hat or whatever, being silly on stream, the reason that it's special is because I don't do it all the time. If I did it every stream, it wouldn't be special anymore. What would be the point, right? So no, I'm not going to put on the vest every stream. No, I'm not going to put on the cowboy hat every stream. We're not incentivizing those things all the time. It was something silly the other night. Someone joked and said, would I put on the vest for a certain tip? And I said, if we hit the tips goal tonight, I'll put on the vest. And then we hit the tips goal. So I put on the vest, just to be silly. But it's not going to be something that happens every day. Okay?
But as usual, it take long for Phil to go back on his word and do exactly that. Cause now he was starting to notice that a streak was forming with the vest and the tips goal.
We're up to $45 of tips tonight, guys. Remember, if we hit the tips goal tonight, I will put on the vest. I'm currently on a 5-stream streak of wearing the vest, if you can believe it. 5 straight streams to hit the tips goal. So we'll see what happens tonight. We're actually off to a very good start.
And before you knew it, the vest even got its own emote. It was becoming a regular thing to bring up every stream.
Alrighty, hello everybody. Hello and welcome to the stream. The Vest Fest has begun. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we got a new emote on stream today. The Vest. That's right, guys. After you guys have been requesting that the Vest emote be created, it has been. And shout out to the person who made it. I don't know if they want any credit or not, so I'm not going to say anything. But the vest emote is in full effect in the stream chat for people who are subscribers to the channel, and people are going crazy with the vest emote right now, which is pretty funny.
From then on, the main attraction was on the vest, and if DSP was going to be able to hit the tips goal and keep the streak alive. You see, it wasn't just the main stream, he also had to hit the goal for the night stream as well.
Oh, man. Alright, so let's take some bets. So, for 7 straight streams I've had the vest on. Do you guys think I'll put on the vest tonight? Or do you think this is the end of the streak? I'll be honest, the Warzone streams haven't been, like, great streams when it comes to, like, both attendance and, like, contributions. So I have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, well, King Gogan says I will put on the vest tonight. That's his prediction. I will put on the vest. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I just received a $20 tip. He says someone better match this tip. That gets us up to $82 in tips, guys. That means we're only $18 away from getting the vest. Yes. We're $18 away from the vest and keeping the streak alive, if you can believe it. Zog to me $6 says take my money and put on the vest like the prostitute you are. And Shao Kahn Artist to me $6 said vest time. So actually, in reality, we've exceeded. We've exceeded the tips goal tonight. And the vest is going on for the final match. Yes!
The Animal Crossings playthrough was where I could find the first official vest streak count on the leaderboards.
Shout out to Resbergu who just tipped me $10 and he says this tip's for the vest. Keep fighting the good fight. Yes, the reason that you're wondering what that means, we have a vest streak. It means that we have hit the tips goal on my streams for 9 straight streams. Pretty crazy. And every time I do it, I put on the vest. So we're telling it's the vest streak. Will we see the vest tonight? We're on a good start. We're already a third of the way there.
We take a quick break away from the vest stuff to focus on a couple of events that took place in March of 2020. The first thing that happened was ReviewTechUSA dropping in on one of DSP's Street Fighter streams to give him money and beg for him to come on his podcast. DSP and ReviewTechUSA have never really been on good terms, so this interaction ended pretty much how you would expect it to.
Here we go. I'm buying some bits. Let's see if he answers. We're gonna wait a little bit and see if he answers. God, I feel like what's his name right now. I'm streaming part of Phil's stream right now. Come on, Phil. Answer me, you sexy son of a bitch. Follower. All right, I'll follow Phil.
I don't even know who the hell RTU Streams is. But you did 100 bit shares to come on my podcast. I don't know who the hell you are, and I'm not coming on your podcast.
Dude, it's ReviewTechUSA.
G-Pa, I hear me some of them fighting noises.
Oh my God.
All right.
Did he really just say he doesn't know who I am? I'm not saying that from a pretentious standpoint. I was just timed out. Holy shit. Dude, this is why people fucking troll him. Like, I feel like, Jesus Christ.
It's because of the time.
Hey, Phil, you pretentious dipshit. I've had people that are way more successful than definitely you and more than me. I've had people that are way more successful coming up on the podcast. So to make it like you're brushing me off like I'm a waste of your time when I've had people like, wow, this is why you are where you are, numbnuts, is because you're a fucking dick. This is why no one likes you. This is why you're the laughingstock of the fucking gaming community, is because you're such an uptight asshole and you're not bright. You're a dumb person. You're not intelligent and you think you're intelligent. That's why you're in the situation that you're in. Damn, man. Don't worry. I'll get people way more relevant than you, and I already have been. Like Scott the Waz on my podcast. Don't worry, though. I bow before you, you fucking weirdo.
Oh, let's see. So, anonymous $5 tipper says, I think Rich really wants you on his podcast. I do, too. I think Rich really wants me on his podcast. I don't think Rich is really going to have me on his podcast. I don't care about Rich's podcast. As I said many times over the years, Rich is a drama queen. Rich will talk nicely about you when it benefits him, and then he will talk shit about you when it doesn't. He will constantly cover drama because that's all he does. That's all he gets attention for. He doesn't do gameplay. He doesn't do anything like that. He's just drama, drama, drama. I want nothing to do with Rich and his drama. All he's going to do is ask me about personal shit that I'm not going to talk about on his fucking podcast. So, no, I'm not going on his podcast.
We all know from previous history of Wings, the Drunken Peasants, the Quartering, DSP would never do an interview or podcast unless every single thing is set up in his favor. And based on the history between DSP and ReviewTech, I can't believe he honestly thought he had a chance to bring him on his podcast. There was just no shot of that ever happening. And as this whole vest fascination was starting to take off, Phil was still dealing with the whole bankruptcy situation I talked about in the previous episode. You see, your boy Phil was actually scheduled to show up on March 5th in person for a meeting. But since Phil is scared of any human interaction that has to do with going outside, he no-showed his appointment, and the date was pushed back to March 26th. The meeting was also changed to a conference call, meaning that Phil didn't have to go anywhere. The call itself was pretty boring in my opinion. It was just DSP trying to lie his ass off for an hour straight. There were only a few key moments that make this call pretty funny to listen to, like that moment he thought the woman on the phone was asking about WWE champions.
Okay, what is WWE Network?
Could you repeat that, please?
Or that moment when a troll was able to join the call.
Why am I poisoned? Why am I toxic?
And also one more thing to notice, the fact that his post-nasal drip didn't act up not one time during that entire call. Pretty funny, huh? Shortly after this was Phil's 38th birthday. He was able to hit the tips goal with relative ease, taking advantage of the fact that more people would be generous to him on his birthday. It's pretty much the same reason his fat ass celebrates his birthday for a whole goddamn week anyway. I guess the main thing that makes his birthday so pitiful is the fact that he's spending it with absolutely nobody. Instead of having people who love him come to his place and spend time with him, he spends his entire birthday celebrating it with digital animals.
Look at this! Alright, that is freaking cool, man. Take a look. It's cake and they got like little other hors d'oeuvres and stuff in there too. Oh, that's sweet.
We also can't forget the moment of him eating Cat's homemade cake and making meme-worthy faces each time he takes a bite.
There's an end piece, so I got a little bit of a crunchy end piece. You know, it's harder on the sides. That's good. Very good birthday cake.
Speaking of Cat, she doesn't show up at all to wish him a happy birthday. It's just a really depressing situation when you analyze it like this. But it's no one's fault but his own. Everybody who cared for him in the slightest are all gone due to his obsession with money. And the only people he's got to spend his time with are some deadhead cooks who he'll never meet, nor does he give a fuck about. So let's all be thankful that for the rest of us, we have people in our lives that we can spend our time with. Never forget to cherish the people that's close to you, because we can clearly see what happens when you take them for granted.